Can you remain in your home while we're painting? Absolutely. Today's interior paints are all low VOC, and that's an acronym for low organic volatile compounds. So basically that's the nasty stuff in the paint that supposedly would harm you. So I've been painting since 1980 and everything's been water-based paint. What they slowly started to weed out of the paint was natural pigments was one of the things years ago. So some of the natural pigments were actually a known carcinogen, but I think you had to eat it to be a problem. So as long as you weren't eating your paint, I think we were all safe. Years ago, of course, it was lead, but lead's been out of residential homes since like 1930, 1928, I think it was banned. So not too worried about that. The last thing they pulled out of the paint was basically antifreeze. And I'm using the term antifreeze generically, but it was ethylene glycol, and that was keeping the paint from drying too quick. And so it would flow and level together. So what they've done is they've substituted that with something else. And of course, you know, you wouldn't go out and drink some antifreeze out of your car. So, and nobody would do that. So, and nobody was drinking or eating their paint either. So, but it was something that was in the vapors as the paint was drying. And so they worried about that. So now all of that harmful stuff is out of the paint. Water-based paint has always been about 55 or 60% water anyhow, and the rest is everything else that they put in the blend. So you can stay in your home. We do get some people that really have strong asthma or allergy problems, then we'd recommend that you just stay out of the home. And usually if that's the case, you already know that and you're susceptible to any smell. Today we're using a low VOC paint, of course, because everything is, and I can smell it, but to me it's not offensive. But it used to be that the old paints used to smell like chlorine a little bit, or ammonia. You would get some of those smells, but you really don't get that. Now you sort of get sort of a powdery smell. So you're perfectly fine staying in your home. One thing that we're going to make sure we do when we're in your home is if we happen to be painting in your kitchen, we're going to make sure we get your kitchen done that day so you can use your kitchen that night for dinner. If we're painting in your master bedroom, like this is somebody's master bedroom, we're going to make sure we get the master bedroom squared up so you can still sleep in your own bed that night. We always try to make sure if we're in the living room, we're going to get the living room put back together so you can enjoy your space that evening. But usually the guest bedrooms or maybe a guest bath or a hallway may not get completed in that day, but the spaces we know you're really going to need to use that night, we'll make sure we get those squared up, put back together so you can enjoy your home that evening.